Select evidence to answer questions from a text. To do this, I first need to figure out what my paragraph is mostly about, and then figure out what role each sentence in the paragraph plays. The question asks, which quote shows how Nelson Mandela helped his country? After reading the paragraph once through, I know the paragraph is teaching me about Nelson Mandela's life and his actions. Let's read it together and ask ourselves what role each sentence plays. Nelson Mandela was born in South Africa in 1918. This gives me context about who the text is about and when it takes place. He was born into a time when a system of apartheid took away many rights from South Africans of color. This sentence sets up a problem. It tells me what South Africa was like when Mandela was alive and how this was unfair. Mandela knew something must be done. This detail tells me a little bit about the kind of person Mandela was. He didn't just sit there and wait for people to solve the problem for him. He took matters into his own hands. The next sentence says, he began organizing protests to help change the laws of his country. This describes something that Nelson Mandela did in response to his problem. It describes his helpful actions. In other words, it shows how Nelson Mandela helped his country. This sentence is definitely a correct answer. Let's finish the paragraph to make sure none of the other details work as well. Unfortunately, the government did not agree with Mandela, and in 1964, he was put in jail and sentenced to life imprisonment. This detail is mostly just teaching me how the government responded to Mandela. It does not answer the question. The correct answer is the fourth sentence of the paragraph. He began organizing protests to help change the laws of his country.